Okay, let's get into this. Think about a big messaging app, one you probably use, right?
Hmm.
Now imagine it getting really deeply connected with a blockchain ecosystem. What does that even open up?
Yeah, that's exactly what we're looking at today.
That's our deep dive.
We're focusing on Toncoin, T-O-N, and we're pulling insights from some article excerpts that really lay out what it is.
Right. And our goal here basically is to give you the shortcut. We're pulling out the key stuff from these sources so you can quickly grasp what TON is, how it works, and importantly, why that link to something huge like Telegram matters so much.
Yeah, straight away, the source sets up TON as a layer one blockchain ecosystem.
Layer one, so the base layer, the main network itself.
Exactly, and it runs on proof of stake. That's, how the network agrees on transactions without all the heavy energy use of, like, older blockchains.
Okay.
But the real kicker, the thing the article really stresses, is that deep integration with Telegram.
So designed from the ground up to work with this massive user base, hundreds of millions of people. What about the token itself, TON? What does it do in this system, according to the source?
Well, the TON token is basically the juice that runs the whole thing.
Yeah.
The SORC lists a few key uses. Number one, paying transaction fees.
Gas, right.
Gas, yeah, paying the validators.
Exactly. Validators process the transactions, keep things secure in proof of stake.
And they need to stake their own TON to do that, right, as, like, collateral.
That's it. They put up their own TON. It gives them skin in the game, basically. They act honestly or they risk losing their stake.
Makes sense. Okay, so beyond just keeping the network running, the source mentions using TON for other things on the network.
Yes, absolutely. And this is where that Telegram link gets really interesting. You use TON to pay for services from apps built in the TON ecosystem, TON services they call them,
Okay.
and also for storing data decentrally through something called TON storage.
Decentralized storage.
Right.
So not tied to one company's cloud servers. How would that work with messaging? Well, imagine sharing big files securely right inside a Telegram chat. Maybe bypassing those usual cloud services. You'd have more direct control.
I can see that.
Right.
What about domain names? Blockchain domain names?
Yeah, that's TON, DNS. The source says you use TON to register these, like, human-friendly names. So instead of a crazy long address, maybe just yourname.ton.
Much easier for people to actually use.
Definitely. Makes interacting with decentralized stuff way simpler. The article also mentions paying for hosting TON sites, even private browsing with TON proxy, all using the token.
Okay, so the token fuels a whole range of things. Let's dig into some of those components the source highlights. TON payments sounds really relevant for messaging.
Yeah, this one's pretty cool. The source describes it using a Lightning Network approach.
Lightning Network. Like for Bitcoin, fast payments.
Kind of like that idea. Think of it like opening a little payment channel, like a temporary tab between two people. You can send tiny amounts back and forth really fast off the main chain.
Off-chain.
Yeah, and then only the final result gets settled onto the main blockchain later. It allows for almost instant payments, even for microtransactions.
Wow, okay. That could change things inside a messaging app, like tipping someone directly in chat or paying for tiny digital things super easily.
Exactly. New ways for value to just, flow within conversations.
What about TON nominator? That sounds a bit different.
Right. This is more about how regular folks holding TON can get involved. The source explains it lets you lend your Toncoin to those validators we talked about
Lend them. How does that work safely?
through a smart contract. It's like automated code on the blockchain to make sure the validator shares the rewards they earn back with the people who lent them the TON.
So you can earn a return, like interest, by supporting the network, but without needing all the tech set up to be a validator yourself.
Precisely. Makes it much more accessible.
That's clever. So that, plus TON DNS for simple names and TON storage for files. It's quite a suite of tools.
Yeah, a whole ecosystem.
The source also threw in some numbers about the token supply, didn't it, from August 2024.
It did mention a total supply over 5.1 billion TON and a circulating supply, when it first listed, of over 2.5 billion. It also referenced a Binance launch pool allocation starting mid-August 2024, just giving some context on how it initially got out there.
And it pointed to global community channels too, right? Showing it's got reach.
Yeah, across different languages. It's not just a small, localized thing.
Okay, so let's pull this together for everyone listening. What we've seen from the source material is TON is this layer one proof-of-stake blockchain key feature, that deep Telegram integration.
Right. And its token, TON, is used for, well, a lot. Gas fees, staking, paying for specific services like TON payments for fast transactions, TON storage for decentralized data, TODNS for easy names.
And TON nominator to let people participate in staking more easily.
Exactly. So connecting this back, understanding an ecosystem like TON, especially one that's tightly woven into a platform you might use every single day, it's really relevant if you're interested where tech is going.
Yeah, it shows blockchain isn't just some, niche tech thing anymore. It's potentially plugging right into the digital services we use constantly.
Creating new ways to do things online.
Which leads us to a final thought for you to mull over.
Hmm.
Given this kind of deep integration with a huge messaging platform, how could these functions TON offers, like the direct payments, the decentralized storage, maybe blockchain identity through domain names, how might that fundamentally change the way you interact, the way you transact online in the future? Something to think about.